Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and this is the review of the predictions that I made for match day 3 in La Liga. The video is coming a bit late, like almost a week after the match day 3 was played, and match day 4 has been played, but there was literally no time. Like the match day 3 finished on Thursday, and then your match day 4 starting on Saturday, so really there was no time to make a review video for match day 3. So I thought that I would do both of them together, and I first thought that I would do both of them in one video, but then I thought it would get too long and it would be dragged out, so I decided to make them separately. So we are gonna talk about both of the match days, but one after the other. In this video we're gonna concentrate on match day 3, and we are gonna see how many of my predictions were right on match day 3. If you've been following the channel since the beginning of the season, you know the point system. It's 3 points if my entire prediction is correct, and 2 points if the result was right but the score was not right. So I already blabbered too much, so let's get right into it. The first game was Villarreal versus Celta Vigo, and I went with a 2-all draw because like both of them had started the season very good. Celta Vigo, they played 2 games, 1-2. They were like second at that time of with Barcelona, like only the 2 teams that had won both of their games second, but because of a goal difference. Villarreal on the other hand were also undefeated, like played 2, 1 draw, 1 win, and both of them were playing a really good football, and I expected a very good game out of these 2, and to be honest it was a very good game. Like as I said, I predicted a 2-all draw, but it was a 4-3 win for Villarreal. What a great like as a neutral watching it on like a Tuesday night, it was a very good game to watch. Both teams, like it was an end-to-end stuff. Both teams playing great attacking football. Like as I said, it was like basically a boxing match. Both teams going toe-to-toe with it. One punch by one team and the other, a counter punch by the other. It was a very good game of football, and you get a winner in the 80+ minutes. So as I said, Villarreal got help like with the home crowd on their back. They get that a win, and I think I wouldn't say it was a deserved win, but like you get lucky sometimes in games like this, especially with the home crowd so riled up. Like they wanted that win and they got it. It was a very good game of football. Celta Vigo, they would be very disappointed that they did not at least get a point out of this game, but I would say they still should be very pleased with the performance. They have really surprised me in the first few weeks. I really did not think they were going to have a good season, but the way they have started, they are looking really good, and I think they are, if they continue like this after the international break, I think they are going to have a good season. Villarreal, as I said, good start to the season. After 3 games they were like on 7 points and still undefeated, so it's a good start for them as well, and they would hope that it continues after the international break. So I start match day 3 with 0 points because the game did not end in a draw, but Villarreal, they get 3 important and crucial points on match day 3. The second game was Mallorca versus Sevilla. Now, to be very honest with you, I went with a 0-0 draw because both the teams have did not start the season in a good way. Like I was not really impressed with either of them before this game, and it continued in this game as well. It was a 0-0. It was not like your typical boring 0-0, but it was not an entertaining 0-0 as well. Like it was sort of in between. Both teams tried to create chances. Like they created chances, but not those chances that would really threaten the opposition in a way. And I think that was like it was a weird game of football, to be very honest with you. As I said, they created chances but not threatening enough that the other teams would the defense of the goalkeeper would be in some sort of worry. It was a weird game of football, to be very honest with you, and I think in the end it was a fair result. I just feel that both teams did not really try hard enough to get the win in this game. If one of them had really either one of them had taken really chance, I think they could have gone on and won the game, but in the end they did not, and it was a 0-0. I get the 3 points because I expected a 0-0, and we got a 0-0 for between Mallorca and Sevilla. The third game was Rayo Vallecano versus Barcelona, and I went with a 2-1 win for Barcelona. So and it ended 2-1, so it's another 3 points for me. So it is looking really good for me this week. But you know, I expected I went with 2-1 because I expected this to be a tough game for Barcelona, right? Rayo have been sort of a boogie team for Barcelona. Whenever Barca go there, it's always a tough game. They have failed to keep a clean sheet at Rayo for about like 7 or 8 seasons now. So it's always a tough game, and you expect Rayo to, you know, frustrate Barca, and that's what they did. They get the goal early on in the 9th minute, and they just sit back and they frustrate Barcelona. They did not really they did not really try to go ahead after that. They already got the goal that they wanted. I said in my review as well that was their game plan, and they almost succeeded in it for a long time. They dealt with every attack that Barca threw at them. They defended really well, and in the first half, I think Barca's midfield was not really working, and then they make that substitution. Dani Olmo's debut, and like what a debut that was. He was the moment he comes on, the game in the midfield in the second half changes, and Barcelona get more and more dangerous. And it was the two midfielders who took on the responsibility and got the goals. Pedri with the first one, and then Olmo in the second one. In the end, I would say it was a deserved win for Barcelona. Rayo played really well, and as I said, for a majority of the game they defended really well. But in the end, I think Barca deserved those 3 points, and they continued their 100% start to the season in this game as well. Played 9 points, and they are looking really good in this season. The next game, it was Valladolid versus Leganés, and I went for a 2-0 Leganés win. I thought that they were really good against Las Palmas, and I thought they would continue their good form in this game as well, but they were really bad. To be very honest with you, both teams were really bad. It was a really bad game of football. I'll be very honest with you. It was very boring. Sometimes you watch a game of football and you just wonder why am I watching this. This was one of those games. A total of 3 chances, 3 shots on goal in the entire game. Apart from that, no major chances are created. There was nothing of that sort in this game. It was a literal snooze fest, to be very honest with you. As I said, it's a very bad game of football. It ended 0-0, and I don't think either of the team really wanted to win that game. It was just a horrendous game of football, and it ended 0-0, which I would say was a fair result. I don't get any point out of it, but I really don't care. I'm just in a way, I'm just glad that that game got over. The next game was Athletic Club versus Valencia, and I went for a 2-0 win. I thought Athletic being at home, I think this would be would have been the game. I thought that kickstart their season, and I thought the way that Valencia have played in the first 2 games, I expected Athletic Club to win the game easily, and they did. Like the scoreline, I went for a 2-0 win. It was just a 1-0 win, but it just doesn't reflect the entirety of the game. Because Athletic dominated the entire game. They hit the crossbar, they hit the post a couple of times, and Valencia have to thank their keeper Mamadishvili, because if not for him, it could easily have been a rout 5-6 goals from Athletic Club, because they were outplayed, outclassed in every department by Athletic. They were really good. They were just not able to finish their chances, and again, as I said, they hit the crossbar, they hit the post, and then the goalkeeper for Valencia, he was on another level that day. If not for him, easily it could have been a 5-6-0 victory for Athletic for them. But I don't think they really would have mind that game, because they finally got a good performance out of them, and they got the 3 points that they really needed, and they would hope that this kickstarts their season. The next game was Atletico Madrid versus Espanyol, and to be very honest with you, I went for, like, I was really surprised with this result, because I went for a 3-0 convincing cruising win for Atleti. And if you look at the game, like, I don't understand how they did not win this game. Like, they were all over Espanyol. They hit the crossbar twice, they hit the post a couple of times as well. There were 2 goals ruled for offside, and a dozen of other chances that went missing. Like, it was bizarre how Atleti did not win that game, to be very honest with you. They gave it their all. There were questionable decisions by Simeone in that game as well, but I don't think that really mattered, because even after those substitutions and the players that came in, they also went in, and like, Atleti created multiple chances, and they should have won that game easily. I went with 3-0. I think they could have easily been 4-0 or 5-0 the way they played. Espanyol, I mean, they got really lucky in that game. How they did not lose that game, I don't know, but they did not lose that game. They get a very important point for them, their first of the season, and I think they would be very happy with that. Atleti, on the other hand, it's another 2 points dropped for them, and they really did not haven't had the start of the season that they would have wanted after spending that much of money on transfers, and they would hope that it gets better on from here. But I would say this game, you cannot really fault them, because they did everything they could have done. They just were not able to score, to be very honest with you, and the goals that they scored got rolled out for offside. But still, at the end of the season, all these things are not gonna matter, and the things that's gonna matter are the points, and they dropped 2 crucial points in there. Like, if you are at home against Espanyol, everybody expects you to win, and if you don't, like, questions are gonna be asked, and they were asked, to be very honest with you. Moving on to the next game, it was Real Sociedad versus Alaves, and I went for a 3-1 Real Sociedad win, because I was not really impressed with Alaves in the first 2 games, and to be very honest with you, I was not really impressed with Sociedad as well, but they were home, and if you were comparing the 2 teams, I thought, like I said about Athletic Club, I thought this would be the game where Sociedad finally get into rhythm, and they get that important win that they need to kickstart their season, but that did not turn out to be like that. It was a very bad game to watch, to be very honest with you. The first 30 minutes, like, it was such a cagey affair. They're both teams cancelling each other out, both teams were not playing a good football. The chances that were being created were not they were less than half. They were not even half chances, less than half chances. And the thing is, the game basically changes after Sociedad get that red card, and Alaves finally start to get into the game. They took full advantage of that extra man that they had, and even though Sociedad, they scored the first goal after like 2 minutes after being down to 10 men, but in the second half, I think it was all Alaves, and Sociedad were really not in the game. They just wanted to defend, and they tried to defend, but they were not able to do it. And Alaves, they got the 2 goals, and they got the important win. I think it's very important and crucial 3 points for their coming at Sociedad, and getting those 2 points, I think they would be very happy. Sociedad, another 2 points dropped. Like, they have not, I said the same thing about Atleti, and I would say the same thing about Sociedad. The start of the season has not been really good. I have predicted them to finish 5th in the table. I have predicted Atleti to finish 2nd in the table, but the starts that these teams have had, it is a bit shaky at the moment. We'll see. I have an idea of doing a video where I'm going to compare my predictions about and at the end of every month we're going to see where these teams are, but we'll talk about that one later. In this game, as I said, Alaves, after going after Sociedad get the red card, they just were all over the place, and Alaves took advantage of them, and they won, and they get the 3 crucial points, and they would be very happy about it. The next game was Girona versus Osasuna, and again, this prediction is all over the place. I went for a 1-1 draw, but the thing is, before this game, Osasuna had a very good start. They were undefeated coming into the game, and Girona, on the other hand, they were disposed of by Atleti, by a convincing win by Atleti. And I was really not expecting a good performance by Girona. I gave them a draw, but I said in my prediction that I'm giving them a draw just because they are at home, and they are due a good performance at some time in the early stages of the season. That's what I said. Like, I just was thinking, and I thought that they would get the draw in this game, and then after that they are going to have a very good performance. And the way that Osasuna was playing, I thought they would be it would be a very close game, but it was not. Like, Girona got their good performance that I was saying. They got it in this game. Like, they outplayed Osasuna everywhere in the park. Like, they got outclassed and outplayed very easily, convincing a 4-0 win, and I think it was a very good performance, and I think that's going to kickstart their season. It has already. We know the result of the next game as well, but I think that was a very important point for them. It was good that they were at home, and they needed that after the first two games where they did not really perform to the level that they should, and in this game they were really good. Osasuna, on the other hand, I think they would be very disappointed because the start that they had in the first two games, they would never have really thought that they would go to Girona and they would get destroyed by 4-0 in that game. But it happens in football. They need to they just forget about it and move on. For Girona, it is a very good game, and they would be very happy that they got winning a game is football is a very good thing, but winning in a convincing way, especially like this, makes you even more happier, and Girona did that. And the last game was Las Palmas versus Real Madrid on match day 3, and I went for a convincing 2-0 victory for Real Madrid because Las Palmas, they lost from Leganes last week, and they were not really good in that game, and Real Madrid, they won convincingly against Real Valladolid, and I thought they are gonna continue, and they're gonna start getting the points that they need. And you don't really expect Real Madrid to go to Las Palmas and drop points, but they did, to be very honest with you. Like, Las Palmas were really good. I said in my match review as well, like, the plan, you could read it, like, see it from your eyes closed as well, what they came with. They wanted to score an early goal, and they just wanted to sit back, and they did that. They score an early goal, they get the lead, and they just sat back, and they defended like their lives depended on it, and they defended very, very well. All that, like, I would just not say the goalkeeper, not the defenders, the two holding midfielders, like that back seven, like, they were phenomenal in that game. And even the players in the front, like the way they were coming back, and they were helping in the defense, whether it was the free kicks, whether it was the corners, like, all of them, they really put their hearts out on it. And I said in my review, like, Real Madrid were really bad in that game. They did not created enough chances that would have really threatened Las Palmas in that game. But I think that was a lot because of the way that Las Palmas play. They went for every tackle. They were quite physical in that game. Mentally they were really up to it in that game. And I think Real Madrid players were because they had already dropped 2 points, and like, they were in a way, what's the word I want to use, like, they were a bit shaken up already, and the way that the game was going, it was at the back of their mind that they cannot lose this game. And I would say that they were really lucky that they got the penalty in that game, because if not for that, I couldn't see Real Madrid scoring in that game, and they did not. Like, as I say, they were lucky that they got the pen, and they were able to rescue 1 point, because I didn't think Real Madrid would score, and they did not, apart from that penalty. So a very good performance for Las Palmas, and a very, like, they earned that point, and to be honest, they should be very proud about it. Real Madrid, on the other hand, another 2 points dropped, already 4 points behind Barcelona. It has not been a good start for the season. The superstar has not scored a goal till now. When the penalty came, I thought he would score, he would take it, but he did not take the penalty as well. So he's still taking time to adjust in the league. He's still taking time to adjust with his teammates, but we'll see how it goes. But this is the situation. He has not scored goal, and Real Madrid are 4 points behind Barcelona at the end of a match day 3, as they were, as I keep on saying. I know my videos are a bit late, but I couldn't do it on time, and it is the international break, so this is the best time to get it out of it. So yeah, that is it from me. These were my prediction. This is the review. You are gonna see the points here, how much of them I got correct. I started very good. I guess, like, I had 6 points in the first 3 games. After that, I don't know what happened. You will know it. It will be on the screen. So yeah, that is it from me. Let me know how many how many predictions you got correct on that match day, and let me know what you guys think of my predictions. Like the video, share it as well. Click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 300 subs before the month of September ends. So please go ahead and subscribe and help us reach our target. From me in this video, that is it. Until next time, bye bye.